It may not be daily, but what about weekly? Carving out a little space for a rush order. How often are you turning down these rush orders and they're offering you a lot of money, but you cannot do it because you have other obligations? Why not? Why not set that up front?
Originating from deep inside the Rocky Mountains, transported through the power of the internet, and arriving inside your tiny earbuds. It's the Appraiser Coach Podcast.
Minisode.
Welcome back, my friends. Dustin Harris hanging out once again in the podcast chair. Got a quick mini-sode for you. You get that mini-sode. It's not an episode, it's a mini-sode. That means it's going to be probably 10 minutes or less. We're going to try to keep it to that. Sometimes I go a few minutes over. I do like to talk. I love to hear myself talk, as my dad says. I want to pause and remind you that we're sponsored by ANOW Software. Just on ANOW, folks, super easy. I was just looking at my unpaids. As of this recording, I'm doing this near the end of the year, and just kind of wanted to see where we were at for the year, how many outstanding invoices we have. We have a few, but it was very easy to tell. A couple buttons, and boom, it's there. That's ANOW Software for you, ANOW.com, ANOW.com. All right, folks, one of the biggest challenges that I've been dealing with lately with my personal coaching has been rush orders, believe it or not. Appraisers struggling knowing what to do. Many of them are 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes 10 weeks out on appraisals. I kid you not. There's some very hot markets out there. And they're trying to keep up. And these bids come in, and how fast can you get an appraisal done? Well, not very fast right now. Well, we need this one done. It's a rush order. And one of the struggles that appraisers have is, they'll say things like, Dustin, I want to keep my clients happy. I don't want them to be frustrated with me. I don't want them to move on to other appraisers, especially the ones that I've had relationships with for a long time. I've got these orders pouring in the door, and then I get these phone calls from, Judy down at the bank that we've done business for 10 plus years. And she says, Dustin, cut me a break, right? I'm your favorite customer. I'm your favorite client. I've got to get this done. This is a purchase. We've got to have somebody out there, and we like you. We want you to go out there. And you're like, I've got like 4 weeks before I can even see the property. Right? What do you do about that? Well, a couple things I'll share with you. The first is more of a general statement, right? And it's something that I've been preaching. It's really what I do as a real estate appraiser coach. My goal is to help you to be more efficient, more effective at what you do, to delegate so that you can do what you need to do. Folks, there's no doubt that in my market right now, most appraisers are out 4 to 6 weeks. I know because I talk to them. That's how far out they are. And they're not afraid to tell me, right? And when they ask me and I say, we're 2 weeks out, they're like, how do you do that? Well, I've got a staff of 24. That's how I do that. And you might think, well, how do you pay a staff of 24? Well, folks, when you're only 2 weeks out, you get the orders. You get the volume. People like you. And so that is a general statement, something to think about. Again, this is not something you can tweak today. I do have a tip for you when we get back from the break that you can tweak today. But I want to pause here first and remind you that we are sponsored by ANOW Software. Folks, ANOW is not just about keeping track of your orders. It's about keeping track of your business. You've heard the saying that if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. Well, ANOW makes it easy to know those numbers at a flash. Couple buttons clicked here, couple buttons clicked there. All of a sudden, you know how much you've done this month, how much you've done last month, how much you did in the last 3 months, how much you did in the last 6 months. What are you year to date? Is that going to match up with your taxes? Right? Not only that, but you can find out how many types of a certain order that you are doing. If you've got multiple appraisers in your office, how many is Scott doing versus Jarrett? You can figure that stuff out. It's kind of cool. It's ANOW Software. You can find out more at ANOW.com. And by the way, you can get 30% off for 3 months. That's 90 days, folks. If that isn't enough time to figure out if you like ANOW, I don't know what you need, folks. 90 days with 30% off. ANOW.com. It's ANOW.com. Just use the code podcast30. All right, folks, I'm going to let you in on a little secret that we've been doing in our office recently. When I say recently, over the last year. The first year of COVID, we were kind of slammed and overwhelmed like everybody else. And for the first time, I kid you not, for the first time in my career, I was turning down work. Normally, we just up our ante. We up our help, and we up our training, and we up our systems and our technology and everything else, and we just move it. We move the needle in the direction of the volume, and we've been able to keep up. Literally, if somebody wants to pay our fee, which sometimes is quite high, depending on the order, we could do it. Well, not so much the first year of COVID. In 2020, it was very challenging to keep up. And for the first time ever, we were turning down work. Now, when I say turning down work, we weren't just saying no, right? But we were much more picky about our fees and our turn times. And yes, there were things that we maybe would have done in the past that, yeah, I don't think so. Just tell them we're too busy, right? Tell them we just can't get to it. Or tell them we're not competent on that one, right? And we were doing that in 2020. And then we upped our ante in 2021, and we were able to take on more. We grew like mad. For the first time ever in 2020, we hit $1 million revenue. We almost doubled that in 2021. Why? Because we added people, we added staff, we added appraisers, and we like success, we like growth. We're not going to be status quo. Some of you are saying, well, Dustin, what happens when the bubble breaks? What are you going to do then? Well, we'll deal with it, right? I'm not going to sit around and wait for the what ifs. I'm going to move in the direction of success, right? And that's what we've been doing. But one of the things that we started doing this year, kind of fun, was we started carving out time in the calendar for rush orders. What does that mean? Well, we are putting on the calendar on a daily basis an opening for a rush order, which means when Judy from the bank calls and says, hey, Dustin, do me a solid. I've got a purchase and I've got to get this thing done. Then this is going to be our answer. Well, Judy, we're about 2 weeks out. I mean, let me look here. Ooh, maybe I can move some stuff around. By the way, don't tell Judy we're doing this. But I think we could probably squeeze you in tomorrow, and we could probably have it to you by Friday. Oh my gosh, would you? Yeah, we'll do it for you, Judy. Now, we're going to have to charge a little more for this. The bottom line is we're going to have to move some things around. It's going to be challenging. And honestly, this is probably going to cost you twice as much as normal. If our normal fee is $600, it's going to be $1,200. And she says, oh, yeah, okay, well, nope, we got to get it done. Let's do it. I kid you not, folks, this happens daily. All the time. Sometimes we're asking 3 times what our normal fee is. No, I'm not joking. No, I'm not exaggerating. That is reality, and it's happening on a regular basis. So little tip to you guys out there. It may not be daily, but what about weekly? Carving out a little space for a rush order. How often are you turning down these rush orders and they're offering you a lot of money, but you cannot do it because you have other obligations? Why not set that up front? Why not prep for that? It's coming. And if it doesn't, well, hell's bells. Spend some time working on your business. Right? Take that 3 hours that you carved out for that rush order and do the thing that makes you more money per hour than anything else, and that's working on your business. Folks, I can teach you how to do that and more. Reach out to me. I would be happy to coach you or put you in a mastermind and move you in the direction of success. Go to my website, theappraisercoach.com. Thanks for joining me, folks, and we will catch you soon.
You've been listening to the Appraiser Coach podcast with Dustin Harris. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and post a short review on iTunes. For more in-depth insider information on how you can make more money as a real estate appraiser, visit theappraisercoach.com and sign up for the All-Star team today. Thanks for joining us. And now, get out there and create some value.